Santa Cruz Mountains near Watsonville, there's the Hemachandran Tibetan Buddhist monastery. And if you go there for an event or just to stay the weekend, and I hope you do, your food will most likely be cooked by Peter Marti, a dear friend of mine. I wrote a poem called Buddhist Sheriff, which many of you have heard that I read earlier last year. This is one of that series. It has 5 ohms in it, and I invite you to participate in the ohms when they come up. It's called Fistful of Karma. There's only one Buddhist sheriff in this town, and though the days when he sprinted square outs over the freshly cut grass and freshly dug gopher holes in Golden Gate Park are gone, he still walks tall, carrying his id in a lizard bag. The number 21 that he wore on his back says it all. He was, he is, he will always be, old enough to know better, old enough to truly see the size of the windmill against which he sets his lance, timeless, wise, and foolish enough not to care. When he speaks, there is always an echo. You can hear him through the pipes, the whistling steam that scours away the mistakes, those horrible mistakes of miscommunication, those awkward moments that cannot be undone when love is handled and mishandled with the best of intentions. When the great of kindness arrives and he knows that he is loved, when the great silence of confusion occurs and he knows that it is no longer. The Buddha sheriff has his own history. It makes it only tangential that Buddha Brother Corso chanted blessings in his house, that Buddha Brother Ginsberg wished him love from his deathbed, that he was close enough to hear the moans overheard that night as Buddha Brother Martin and Buddha Sister Kimberly began the creation of the Golden Child. Buddha Sheriff is a chant of his own. I hear it echoing through the monastery walls. I hear it resonating in the square and down the mountain. I hear it joining the resonance of the giant bell that is struck by a log on chains. Buddha Sheriff, the child with clenched fists and bloody knuckles, riding wave of righteous anger over larger boy, would-be oppressor, over larger boy with red flower split lip, blood running thin as water. Buddha Sheriff Peter is the flying 21, body stretched out parallel to the ground, executing the perfect square-out pattern, grasping the singing spiral in mid-flight. What hands, they cried, what hands! Soul-style slapping high fives, holding pens, striking keys unto an eternity. What hands! Sheriff Peter, young man spending years among robot waiters and fry cooks who loved the world and reveled in it. Young man cooking regular pots of healthy soup and little loneliness stew. These are the sustenance of empty January when no love is to be found. These are the times when streams grow cold and poets go fishing. Buddha Sheriff Peter clutching an empty champagne bottle from an old Halloween window display and regretting the words that he had told her. He brought anger to her warm silk bed where she pulled him down without speaking. The bells on his fool cat jingled and anger merged with joy of yes, and the bells laughed at the fool who beat his head against fleshy walls again and again. Buddha Sheriff Peter, gone to 50, gone to 21, gone to 11, gone to 60. It is all the same. It is all the same. You will always have the hands. You will always have the heart. You will always have the red flower split lip bleeding like water into the emptiness of time.
Well done.